So as always, we're going to start the plot tour with plot 89. This was the first plot that I took on, so this is the one that's had most work done on it. Along the front here, we've got all the daffodils. These are all coming up quite nicely. Hopefully we'll get some nice blooms out of those. These were a late edition last year. There were things that I got cheap at the end of the season. I think I got about 100-200 bulbs for about 50p. We've got lingonberry up here, which didn't do very much last year. We've got a couple of lingonberries out of it, but nothing to write home about. And then we've got the raspberry bed here, which I'm planning to start work on very shortly. I've brought my raspberries up with me, so I may plant those today, I may not. And then I'll be barking over that as well. Over this side, we've got blueberries in that corner, which are starting to bud a little bit. Then we've got the strawberry bed here, which is looking a bit sorry for itself. The plan here is to dig these strawberries up, and I'm going to build a frame with some guttering on. I'm going to plant those back in the guttering so they're off the ground, away from the wood lice and the mice, which take a bit of a fancy to them. And then over that side we've got, again looking a bit sorry for itself, the rhubarb bed. The crowns are starting to show a bit of activity, so hopefully we'll get some rhubarb soon, but I need to give that a clear out as well. Then over that corner we have got a little empty bed, which I don't know what I'm going to do in that, maybe some flowers. And here we've got the grapevine that I took from the other plot when I took it on. There's no growth on it yet. Hopefully it will grow. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. I didn't pay for it, so anything's a bonus. This side we've got what was the runner beans, and I'm probably going to get a red grapevine to put in this side, because the other one's a white one. And then there we've got really an empty plot, little bed. It has got a few strawberries from a couple of years growing in there. They've never really come to much, so I probably won't be keeping those in there, and again maybe doing some flowers in that one. So coming up here we can see the grass has grown quite nicely. Herb bed, not a lot's happened. Rosemary's grown nicely. Lemongrass looks dead, as does the basil. Thyme's going quite nicely, as you can see down there. I've had a few sprigs off that and it's been quite nice. And then we've got the mint over this side as well, which as you can see is not looking amazing, but hopefully it should come back. Mint tends to be good like that. We've got my Christmas tree here, which has just fallen over in the wind. It was a potted one. I got that with the idea of growing it on a bit this year and taking it back in the house for next year. We are getting a few buds on it, so hopefully we'll get some more growth. A lot of it's looking very brown, but there are some green bits left. These beds, not a lot's happening. I just need to clear these over. We have got Christmas potatoes left in that one, but I'm not expecting anything out of those, to be honest. They didn't do very well for Christmas, and I'm not expecting them to have done well since. Asparagus bed needs a good clear out, and carrots. We have still got a few carrots in there, but the mice have been nibbling at them, so I'll be changing the plan for the carrots next year. I'll probably do a big deep bed to put those in, and do successional sowing for those as well. Along the middle, don't know how well you can see, but all the trees are dormant at the moment. There's no leaves or anything like that, and same on this side, but hopefully we'll get a bit of growth out of those throughout the year. Not expecting them really to fruit this year. If they do, bonus. If they don't, I'm not expecting anything. We've got the brassica cage over here. The cabbages are doing okay. Most of the broccoli is bolted. I think there's one little broccoli that hasn't, but that is half a mouthful at best. And I'm thinking about this year taking this down. It's way taller than it needs to be, and I think what I'll do is build some sturdier beds that are lower, and I'll get them planted out earlier as well. Here we've got the remains of where the poly house was. As I'm sure you saw in one of my last episodes, this got blown down and destroyed in some gale type winds. I was going to rebuild this, however I'm going to be moving quite soon, hopefully to a house that has a greenhouse, so I will probably reassess that situation when we've moved, because my plan is there's a potting shed there and a greenhouse. I might start all my seeds off down there and then bring seedlings down here when they're ready. My little barrel planter up here, we've got a little bit of lettuce still growing. I mean, this was just bunged in here and left, so this one's looking okay. The others have gone a bit manky, but they've been through snow, they've been through ice, they've been through frost, so I'm not surprised. This end of the plot, we've still got ample supply of pallets, which I've been working my way through. And then at the end we've just got the rubbish that was left on this site when I moved here, that I've been slowly sort of trying to get rid of. Watering system there still. Got my solar cupboard, and in here we've got the bunker that's progressing quite slowly, but I've not had really had a good chance to get down here recently, because of the weather and work and uni and you name it. It's been causing me to have very little time. So we've got a nice big pile of manure here as well, and we get that free if you're a member of the Allotment Association, which I am. And then the other thing that I did last time I was here is this compost bin here. I put a hinged lid on this, and as you look in there, compost coming along quite nicely. I did put some the contents of a bokashi bin in there last time I was down here, so it'll be interesting to see how that's doing. I will give this a turn over a bit later and see how we're doing. It's quite a heavy lid, that, mind you. Now we'll have a little wander down to the other plot and have a quick gander around there. Again, not a lot's been happening down there, A, because I haven't been here, and B, there's not much planted there. But before I go down there, I'm having thoughts about this area at the front here. It's been like this for a couple of years. A lot of the beds, because it's flimsy wood, are bowing, and I'm quite tempted to replace that with some sturdier wood. And my other thought is, with the wood chip here, as nice as it looks when it's new, it does start looking worn out quite quickly, and it does rot down, so it does have very limited life on it. And as you can see, we get lots of weeds growing in there as it rots down. So my thoughts with this are, I'm tempted to replace all the beds, keep them as they are, but replace the wood in them, paint them up nicely and get them weatherproofed. But I'm also contemplating replacing the wood chips with gravel or stone. Idea for this has come from Sam's Allotment, so have a look over onto his channel. I'll put a link in the description for you to go over and have a look. And let me know what you think, whether you think that would be good to put in here. I think it probably would, but I'm open to suggestions. So we'll have a little wander down to the other plot now. So this is my other plot, this is plot 64. As you can see along the front here, we've got leeks still going along. Now I thought all of these would probably have died out in the snow. I thought they'd all been crushed and frozen to death, but actually no, they're coming along quite nicely, surprisingly. They've not put on masses of growth on them, but to be honest, it's been so cold I wasn't expecting it. But hopefully, as we, fingers crossed, start getting some warmer weather coming up soon, hopefully they'll bulk out a little bit. And the other thing I did notice coming down here, as I don't know if you can see, but all the shallots and garlic and onions have started growing. Now last time I came down here there was nothing to be seen, so I was half expecting them to have, you know, died or I'd done something wrong with them, but I haven't. You can probably see as well, lots of the bulbs are sticking out of the ground. I think this is because we've had so much rain recently that the soil's been washed away from around them. I am going to leave them as they are. I think they're past the stage where birds are going to think they're worms and come and attack them, but we'll wait and see. I have got some emergency backup onions in the greenhouse at home, but hopefully we won't need to use those. Paths are still marked out. The grass is growing very slowly on those, but I think we're waiting for some hot weather for that to come through properly. Now the other things we've got down here, we've got this bed along here which has got a couple of fruit bushes. I think they're blueberry or black currants, I'm not sure which, and a big gap in the middle where I'm probably going to put either my cherry bushes, or I have got a blackberry plant as well which I might stick in there. And actually there is a continuation of that bed along here to the back as well. Does need cleaning and tidying up there. We then have a big grassy section here which needs to be cleared out, but does look like it's a dugout bed. And then up here we've got covered in rubbish, but there are 2 dug beds already, so I need to clear those off. This area is mainly just grass. We do have the pear tree, which I've not tried because all the pears were gone by the time I took this plot on the end of last year. And we do have the apple tree here. There was a few apples off that which were really sweet, really tasty. I think I do probably need to give this a bit of a prune down. It does actually look like there's 2 trees there. And I need to try and straighten that tree as well, because you can see it's bending over quite a bit. All that's really left on this plot other than that is we've got 2 beds dug at the back still. I haven't done anything with those. they were covered up when I took the plot on. So hopefully uncover those and it'll be nice soil to plant in. As you can see, there are bits of rubbish strewn around the site. All of that was here when I came. To be honest, some of it's probably blown in, or people have probably been down here that shouldn't be, drinking and things like that. The only other thing we've got here is this big pile of rubbish here. I do need to clean that. I do need to sort through it, see what I'm keeping, what I'm getting rid of, because there are things like windows, there's a water butt and things like that in there, which I'll have a sort through and see what I'm keeping. So that's it for this plot tour. I am going to aim to do a plot tour every month, so hopefully I'll come back and do a March tour and a bit more will have happened, and it'll be a bit more exciting. Other than that, keep an eye out for any episodes that I post up in the meantime, and I will catch you in the next episode. Take care, bye bye.